Hey guys! Yay for online learning! Okay, well, we're gonna make the best of the situation we have. So today is Tuesday the 17th, and the video that I am making right now is the notes for Wednesday, November 18th. We were gonna do more stuff with the unit circle, but we're gonna shift a little bit because now I need to find something that you can work on at home. So we are going to simplify trig expressions, and it is kind of weird and pretty heavy on like algebra skills. So we're gonna spend a few days on it. We're not going to have a test before Thanksgiving. We're just gonna spend a few days practicing this, and then after Thanksgiving, we'll come back and do even more practice. So things that you need today. If you were in class on Monday, I gave you this worksheet, identities and formulas. On the back is the unit circle. That's what we did in class on Monday. But the front is what we're going to pay attention to now. And if you don't have this, it will be on the classroom, Google Classroom. So what we care about are these first three. Tangent and cotangent identities. Remember I told you you get a tan in South Carolina and cotan, and you said something with Costco and I don't remember. And then reciprocal identities. This is just that sine is 1 over cosine. I'm sorry, not cosine, cosecant. Cosine is 1 over secant, tangent is 1 over cotangent, and vice versa on the other side. And then these are Pythagorean identities. Sine squared plus cosine squared equals 1. Tangent squared plus 1 equals secant squared. And 1 plus cotangent squared equals cosecant squared. These are things that you're just going to have to stick in your memory. The reason that sine squared plus cosine squared equals 1 is because on the Pythagorean theorem, or excuse me, with our unit circle, we can apply the Pythagorean theorem. So if I were to draw a triangle here at one of these points, this side right here is radical 3 over 2. That squared plus 1/2 squared equals 1. We talked about that yesterday, or excuse me, Monday. And we also saw that the x value is the cosine and the y value is the sine. So cosine squared plus sine squared equals 1. That's why this identity is what it is. Sine squared plus cosine squared equals 1. I want to show you where these other ones come from. So we have sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta equals 1. If I were to divide by cosine on both sides, let's do cosine squared. Then I would have sine over cosine. You get a tan in South Carolina, so tangent squared plus cosine over cosine is 1. Excuse me, cosine squared. And then 1 over cosine. Well, 1 over cosine is secant, and it's squared, so we just say secant squared. So that's the second identity that's listed right here, tangent squared. And if we wanted to, we could also subtract 1 and say that tangent squared equals 1, secant squared minus 1. We can manipulate this equation a little bit to use it how we want. We could also say that 1 minus cosine squared equals sine squared of theta. So you can take these equations in the Pythagorean identities and manipulate them, move things to the other side. The second one, or the third one, is 1 plus cotangent. So if I have sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta equals 1, I could also divide by sine squared on all three parts. So sine squared over sine squared is 1. Cosine over sine is cotangent, but because they're squared, we say cotangent squared. And 1 over sine is cosecant. So there's where we get our 1, 2, 3 Pythagorean identities. Blurry, blurry, blurry. Okay, there we go. Our 1, 2, 3 Pythagorean identities.